Team software can help your company profit from efficiency. For 26 years, Team has been helping building service contractors grow while remaining profitable. Our integrated financial, operations, and workforce management solutions include everything you need to manage your business. Programs included are mobile, telephone, and biometric timekeeping, work scheduling, inventory, quality assurance, accounting, payroll, human resources, Affordable Care Act compliance, budgeting, job costing, and financial statements. Team Software values its customers. Every year, we host Team Client Conference in Omaha, Nebraska. This conference focuses on helping our customers fully leverage their Team software solutions while providing valuable networking opportunities with industry peers. We invite all Team customers to join us for this exciting event in April. For more details, please visit teamsoftware.com.
Welcome to our Cleancast. Thank you for joining us today. In today's session, in fact, I've entitled today's session, Stealing Can Be Profitable. Wow. You know, that can be until you get caught, right? Well, this is a different kind of stealing. You know, one of the frequent calls I get from BSCs is that, boy, they took my employee, now I have to start all over. That isn't fair. That's usually what I get. That isn't fair. And my response usually is, don't you have a clause in your agreement as to how you're compensated for that? And of course, very seldom do they have. Now, my question to you this morning or today is, has it happened to you? If it has, how did you respond? Well, I don't provide legal advice, and I certainly recommend everyone gets legal counsel whenever they're putting together an agreement. But I did have a paragraph in my agreement that went something like this. In the event the customer wants to hire a contractor's employee, they are perfectly welcome to do so. Because the contractor spends considerable time in recruiting, vetting, and training their employees, contractor will invoice the customer at a rate of 25% of the annual salary of the employee being hired. 25% of the annual salary. You see, in this way, when we do it that way, it's not a penalty. It's rather a recruiting and training fee, because every company has that. Even the company that might take it from, that takes them from you, they have a recruiting cost, they have a vetting cost, they have a training cost. Well, you've cut out all of that, but maybe they're the training because they have to be trained for their new job. But the recruiting cost is all but taken care of. So, but if you put it in words like this, that it's a recruiting expense or recruiting cost of vetting and training, you see, it isn't viewed as a penalty, is it? It works. Did I ever collect? Many, many times. You see, I pointed that out in my sales presentation, so they knew right up front what the situation was. I will say this, that most of the time when this occurred, when they would, quote, steal my employees, it was a manufacturing facility. Because generally the manufacturing facilities, we would have day porters there, or even if we didn't have day porters there and we had just a night crew, there always is somebody working. You know, most all manufacturing plants have a first shift, second shift, third shift, and so we always were around where they were. So let me give you an example. Let's say you have a part-time 4-hour-a-night employee, and you're paying, let's say, $10 an hour. Now that equates to 1,040 hours per year, or $10,400 in annual wages. Using this as an example, at 25%, you could then invoice the customer for $2,600. So you can see how stealing can be profitable. Now you may be sitting there and saying, well, that's a lot of money, $2,600 for that. I think if you talk to human resource people in industries other than ours, they will say that to recruit an employee costs somewhere around half the year's salary or a year's salary, some of them even more, depending on what they're being hired for. So this is really kind of a small amount to them if we can give them a good employee. Now, I had a couple of good customers that would call me and just say, hey, we're hiring your employee, send us a bill. And it became a very nice addition to our bottom line. And you may want to use a different number. You know, maybe you want to use 10%, maybe you want to use 15%. It doesn't, I just happened to use 25% and it worked. But I would suggest in your agreement that you put some kind of a percentage in there so that you can be rewarded for your efforts. Now, you may choose to waive it. You may just say, okay, that's all right. But I would suggest it be in there. And you say, if you choose to waive it, you can say to the customer, there's a 25% fee in there, but we'll just waive it this time. Or you might say, why don't we'll charge a half. Just use your own judgment. But I'll tell you, if it's a position that is really important to you, like maybe a team leader or let's say a project supervisor, project manager for something, you probably will want to enforce that because you're going to have a lot of headaches and heartaches getting it, finding a replacement yourself. So I don't really condone stealing, but in this case, I welcomed it and we profited from it. So you can see how stealing can be profitable. Let me suggest that you relook at this. If you haven't done it, let me suggest you put it in your agreement. If you have done it and done it successfully, send me an email. Go to our website, consultantsincleaning.com, and there's an icon there where you can send me a message and tell me how it worked for you. Or if it didn't work, or if you've been trying and it didn't work, let me know that as well. But take a look at this. This can be a profit area for you. If you just do it once, twice, 3 times a year, if you just use my example, could you use an extra $5,000 or $10,000 on your bottom line? Think about it. Thanks for joining us today.